Good day, everybody. This is Marcel Petruth of Sports Inquirer, and we're joined by Maddie Johnston from Georgia State Women's Soccer, joining us on a game day. That's very rare that we're able to speak with a player or coach on game day. So thanks for your time. The team has a solid start to the year. You were able to you opened up conference play very well. Let's start with the Coastal contest. That was on October 1st. You scored a late goal in the 88th minute to secure the tie for the team, the 1-1 home draw. What was that like for you, scoring that goal to tie the matchup and get the team a point?
Yeah, it was really exciting, especially that it was in the last 3 minutes. And we should have won that game. We had so many shots. We just couldn't finish our opportunities. So getting that in the last 3 minutes and going into overtime was really good for us.
And you had a team high 6 shots in that contest. Do you just feel that you're more aggressive this sophomore campaign? Do you feel you're finding yourself in better positions to put yourself in goal scoring opportunities?
Yeah, I think it mostly comes with our new formation that we're playing because we're playing a 3-5-2. So we have more people centrally, and it's easier for us to combine with the midfielders and go down the middle instead of going wide and trying to cross it in.
And also, you scored a large amount of goals as a freshman last year and was named all freshman team and everything like that last year. But you've continued that scoring ability as a sophomore. Do you think you just have more comfortable in the collegiate game to continue at this high goal scoring pace?
Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more comfortable because freshman year, it was with COVID and I felt not distant from a team, but I wasn't as close as I am with now because we weren't allowed to hang out with people. We had to wear masks all the time. It was super there were a lot of rules, and now I feel I'm more involved, I guess.
Yeah, and you also were able to score a goal in the win over Troy on October 3rd. Score was 0-0 at halftime. You did well offensively. You outshot them 8-3, but your goal was a catalyst to get the offense going in the 50th minute. What about that goal, and what was said in the locker room to just get more scoring opportunities?
Coach Ed basically just said we need to finish our opportunities. This has been our problem all year. And now towards the end of the season, we just need to score. We outshoot all of the game, teams we've been playing so far. It just comes with the ball going into the net.
Yeah, and what is it? And coaches talked about that with me in our interviews that you can see on our site. Uh, what about those adjustments and just getting off to better starts? Is that something that you work on in practice, or is it just something you make adjustments in game? How do you just try to score more on these opportunities?
Yeah, Coach Ed's been talking about it a lot, and we've been working on shooting a lot more in practice because we're not the best at it right now. And he's even told me instead of shooting the ball as hard as I can, in the 18, I just need to place it. And I think I brought that more into the game. That's what's helped me score more.
Yeah, and another note from that contest against Troy is that the team had 11 offsides calls against them. I know you're not going to talk bad about the refs or anything like that, but
Yeah.
What about just having that many calls against you, and you're right in the middle of that? Does that mess with your flow? And do you think about that when you're playing and not trying to be offsides in your positioning? Does it alter your game in any way?
Oh yeah, for sure. The first ball I got behind, I was offsides, and then I had to I think everyone up top had to make adjustments because they were playing such a high line and also doing the little offsides trap. So we all had to try and get around that, but it was hard.
But and I talked to a coach about this as well. He said that he wants the players to stay aggressive and keep going forward. And I guess maybe they might not call an offsides in a certain scenario. Is that your approach as well, that you just got to keep going and keep playing forward and not worry about the official?
Yeah, I tried to get that out of my head, but at certain times, if my run was early, I'd have to pull it back and come back so I wouldn't be badly offsides.
Yeah, and do you think teams are going to start using that more often because you do score a large amount of goals as a team? Do you expect that, especially against tonight against South Alabama, maybe seeing teams with that offsides trap playing a higher line, trying to lure you into those situations?
I think it's definitely like smart for other teams to do that because as you see against Troy, we had a lot of offsides call and like harder balls going into the back. So if teams do that, we're just gonna have to try and work around it.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, you have South Alabama tonight at the new stadium. About how is the new stadium, by the way? We haven't spoken since the team has moved into that new facility. How has that been like for you playing in downtown Atlanta at that new facility?
I love it. It feels like home. Like compared to this, I mean, the stadium was cool, but it's not ours. We finally have like something of our own and like the little backgrounds of the city, and it's so cool.
Yeah, and what was that like? So, and remember, like last year, you used to play in Panthersville in DeKalb County, and now you're in downtown Atlanta. Has that made it easier for you and the team as well, as far as practices and your workouts and just your scheduling in general?
Oh yeah, because like last year we would train at the stadium, so we'd have to go to like MLK to change, then to the stadium, bring all the equipment, and then come back. And now we're just like there, and we're getting our weight room finished. So now we're gonna have like everything's just gonna be at MLK for the soccer team.
Yeah, and lastly, you have South Alabama on October 8th. That's when we're recording this.
Mhm.
It's for first place in the conference, pretty much, if you look at the standings and where the teams are. Have the preparations gone for this week, and what do you expect to see from South Alabama?
We've definitely tweaked our formation a little bit because South Alabama is a really strong team, and we've worked on defensive pressure a lot because we don't want them to have the ball because that's what they're the strongest at. And I mean, for the game, everyone's so excited. Like it's going to be a huge game. I'm excited, and it's just going to come down to whoever wants it more now.
All right, well, Maddie, we appreciate your time on game day. Good luck against South Alabama and the rest of the conference schedule.
Thank you.